So, a lot of people just lost their ass in crypto.
Like I was reading something the other day on crypto, and I don't mean to cut you off, but I'm gonna do my best to explain what I was reading, because again,
I want to get a guy on.
If for everybody out there listening, please don't take stock advice from me, because I don't know nothing about. Like I read it because I find it interesting, because it's but don't take stock advice from me. But I was reading like with crypto, and what these guys were saying made sense. They said that they were reading and making comments off an article about not buying crypto because it crashes, and what the guy was commenting about was, so you buy crypto, and he used smaller numbers. This is not the numbers that crypto are, but he said you buy crypto at $5 a share or $5 a coin, whatever. I don't know exactly. So you buy that, and then in 5 years the price jumps up to $100, right? But then the next year it drops back down to 50, and the guy's like, "Oh, it crashed, so we shouldn't buy it." But you bought at 5, and now it's up to 50, right? And then, people are buying at 50, and then the price jumps up to 200, and then drops back down to 100. And those volatile crashes and stuff, but it's still, like, even when it crashes, it's still above its threshold or something. It was something along those lines. He was saying that it still consistently rises over the years, but it is going to take the ups and downs or something along those
definitely
lines.
Will, and I'm not a crypto.
I'm not either. I was
What I will tell you is that when it comes to that, so every crypto has a benchmark, right? Which allows the next portion of the blockchain to start being mined and start being released, right? So I'm going to use Bitcoin for an example, because it's most people are commonly familiar with. So there's not an infinite amount of Bitcoin. There's only a specific amount of Bitcoin.
Which just still blows my mind.
Right?
That's something that they said, right?
Yeah.
So at any time they can be like, you know what, we're just going to mine some more?
So there's only there's only a specific amount of Bitcoin that can only be mined at certain points.
Okay, so as those points come in, as those time comes in, they'll get more Bitcoin?
Yes, but then it's supposed, I want to say it's like 2038 is when the last Bitcoin can be mined.
All I know is that shit has driven the price of graphics cards through the roof. That I do know.
Yeah, it drives a lot of stuff through.
Yeah, so you can't get a damn graphics card now because all these damn Bitcoin miners, but okay.
But yeah, so it's like, so what crypto guys are saying, their position is that get what you can now, because when they become unavailable, right, to be mined, which means like you can literally go out and get them for free. Right? If you have the machines, you can go get Bitcoin for free or for whatever your energy costs.
Right.
But once they're done, they're done. They're not making any more Bitcoin. So that's going to drive the price of Bitcoin up. And it's like, yeah, I get it, if there's a utility for it.
Right, and that's my problem with investing in that kind of stuff, man.
Right? Like in 2030, like still, so how do I acquire, in 2039, Bitcoin expires, and how do I obtain a Bitcoin? And you got to buy one. Well, then that doesn't alleviate cash. It doesn't alleviate central function.
And what do I need it for?
So like what they're saying is that it's going to, what their hope is that it's going to completely eliminate currency.
I don't think it'll ever eliminate.
It won't. The second that El Salvador as a country bought Bitcoin, your whole idea of decentralized currency went out the window. Because again, they can print as much money as they want.
Right, same as us.
They can buy however much they want.
Same as us.
So if they really wanted to decentralize, and again, it's not quite decentralized whenever I get a 1099 on what I bought and sold. That's not decentralized shit. The government knows exactly how much I bought and sold.
Yeah, because it's freaking traded on the stock market.
So it's not traded on the stock market.
Or whatever market.
But
you can go on freaking Robinhood and buy some Bitcoin.
Correct. It's not a... Robinhood's traded on the stock market, but actual cryptocurrency is not, right? It's not traded because you.
So Robinhood owns the crypto they're trading. Is that what
Correct.
you're saying? Okay.
Yes. So Robinhood buys all this stuff, and when you buy and sell it, they become the platform to buy and sell. That's why when all these prices crashed.
So do they? I didn't expect to get in a deep dive on crypto,
me
but like the shit just kind of. It interests me because I don't know shit about it, right? That's why I ask a bunch of questions, which I think leads us down these rabbit holes.
Yeah.
So I apologize to our viewers if this is not what they. I'm trying to educate myself, so buckle up, I guess. So, do I own that cryptocurrency if I buy it from Robinhood, or does Robinhood still own it?
That's a tricky question. So you own it because it's in the blockchain on Robinhood's side, right? It's on the ledger, but not technically, because if you buy crypto from crypto exchanges,
Like Crypto.com or one of those.
Coinbase, there's
I
a
see a
couple.
bunch of advertisements for that
Yeah.
stuff, right?
That crypto actually goes in your wallet.
I think did Robinhood get a
Right.
wallet or something? I saw.
No, they have their own wallet. When they created like a Doge, when they started selling Doge, and
Right.
they have to create that wallet to hold. Again, because all those coins are part of their individual blockchain. So you got to have a wallet to create to hold that blockchain and hold all those transactions in line.
Okay.
So to say that whenever you buy it, yeah, you buy it, but you can't spend it from Robinhood. So that's the whole thing of, do you own it?
Right.
Not really.
This is what blew my mind, man. I was I don't know if it was either Robinhood or Crypto.com. One of those crypto currency. I don't remember which site it was, but I was reading an article with the Shiba Inu, whatever, when that coin kind of, I say blew up, like it's still not even a cent, but
It blew up.
yeah. And there was one guy that made like, I don't know, $5 billion or something off of like $1,000 investment or whatever. He got on real early. Anyway, these companies only allow you to pull so much money out of your own wallet at a time. Like it would take that guy. It was something ridiculous. I did the math on it. It was like hundreds of years
To pull that money.
it would take him to get all that money out. Now I'm sure he could probably sell that to a multi-million-dollar. I would assume, like, if you were a gazillionaire, if you were Elon Musk, I was like, look, I got $5 billion worth of Bitcoin, right here in my wallet. I'll sell it to you for $2 billion. I would think he could do something like that. I don't know, but like that dude would never because it's a daily allowance, like I don't know, $20,000 a day or something you could pull out, which is an ungodly amount of money for me. But even pulling out that amount of money every single day would still take him like 100, 200 years or something like that. He'd never see all that money.
Yeah. Well, I
And it
mean,
blew
you
my
definitely
mind.
won't see it now because it tanked again.
Well, right, but you get what I mean. Like he couldn't have, like if he wanted to cash out right there, he couldn't have cashed out.
Same thing with the Dogecoin guy, the dude that
Right,
made
right.
the Dogecoin millionaires. He couldn't pull that money out.
That's
That's
crazy
the
to
problem
me.
with it. So, and it's kind of no different in stocks, right? Like if you're day trading and you're not through the New York Stock Exchange, if you're using a secondary or third platform, you do the same thing. Like you can't just buy, sell, and pull out.
No, I think like so in I guess in the defense of, I don't want to say in defense, but I know that you can, like I have some, like I don't know, I think I'm out of mess with like $100 or something on Robinhood. I can go in there and sell every stock that I have, and it's kept in my Robinhood account.
Correct.
That won't go up or down.
Correct.
So if I bought Shiba Inu and or Doge or Bitcoin or whatever, and I made $5 billion and I immediately hit sell,
Can't.
so that it wouldn't go into my Robinhood or my crypto account as like, I understand I can't have that money right now, but could I sell all that stock and it'd be and that $5 billion just be sitting there in my Robinhood account getting $20,000 a day? That was my
Yes.
question.
Yes.
So I don't take the risk of losing it if I cash out. It's just sitting there and I can't get to it.
Well, so depends on. So if you do that in January or February, beginning of the year, you're fine. When you hit cash out on Robinhood and there's a profit made, you're going to get a 1099.
So I'd lose everything because I couldn't afford the taxes on $5
Correct.
billion. That's ridiculous.
So you're going to get taxed on
But
$5
I don't
billion
have that.
capital gains.
But I don't have that money yet.
Doesn't
It's still
matter.
sit. Robinhood's got it. Go
You got
tax
it.
them.
You got it.
But I don't.
But you do.
But I don't.
I,
I didn't take a loan out that I couldn't pay.
so it's no different in business world, right? Like in the business world.
I mean, there's a little bit of a difference because that money's locked behind
No. Let
behind
me
a daily
explain.
expenditure. I tax me on $20,000 a day.
Let-
That's I understand that, but don't tax me on $5 billion that I don't have access to for the next 200 years. You know,
Again, so Walmart goes out and buys whatever. Well, not say Walmart, but local convenience store. You go out and you buy 10 cases of water, and you sell that. You buy another 10 cases of water, and you sell that. Well, even though you just bought another 20 cases of water, you're still paying profits on. You're paying taxes on all the money that you've made, no matter what.
yeah, but
you've
there's a difference in me
put back
selling,
in.
me selling you a product and you handing me the cash.
I-
And now I have access to that
Correct.
cash.
I agree. But what they're saying is that that's why I said if you do it in January, February, you're probably all right because you'll have enough time to withdraw that money. Right.
And $5 billion.
So, well, you wouldn't have got that high. Like Robin Hoods and all those, they didn't allow accounts to get purchased
but
like that.
this I think this one was on like a crypto.com or something like
It's
that.
happened to a lot of people.
Right. So I know
buy it.
Robinhood might not, but some of these things do.
They've had some of these platforms where people have done that. But I mean, put serious money in, made millions, tens of millions, but put like $100,000 in, and then purchased and then bought and they're like, okay, sold out. They haven't got the original $100,000 back
That's crazy.
because of daily limits and because we're waiting on this and that's the and I guess it's a bad thing because it's not the industry's fault that there's a couple bad apples,
Right.
But yeah, I mean. Because they're buying again.
I mean, I
all
won't
they're
ever have to
doing
worry
is-
about that because I ain't investing
They're buying the
$100,000.
same.
in
They're
nothing.
doing the same thing that the stock market does. They're buying all these coins on speculation, right? And they're buying them all on margin. They don't physically have the cash.
Right. That's why those companies are ass when they short and then the stock doesn't.
Correct.
Right. Yeah. I get all that. Like now, that was a deep dive.
Yeah.
For me trying to understand what that whole what was it the GameStop when they
GameStop,
shorted
AMC.
GameStop I really started looking into what the whole shorting thing was. So I have an understanding of that, but obviously I'm still an amateur when it comes to understanding some of this stuff because like that shit just don't make sense to me, man.
Because it doesn't make sense to anybody that thinks like relative, in real time. Because it's for me still like crypto bothers the shit out of me because I'm like there's still no utility for it unless you're getting in the NFT space, unless you're doing,
That shit still blows my mind too, man.
why.
Like that whole like digital, like I sell you a digital something, but you don't own it. I still own it, and
Oh no, that's just the opposite, right? So when you buy NFTs, that digital item physically becomes yours. I have no longer, right? And there's typically in NFTs, there are contracts attached to them in perpetuity. So, I'll give you an example of how I think the NFT market is going to really blow up, right? And it's something very practical and what you would use in maybe not daily, but in your life. Titles.
like home titles and stuff like that. Okay. Follow
So
you.
right now you have to go through a title company
Right.
to make sure that your property is free and clear, has no liens, has no this, has no
Right.
that. You got to pay them people to do that. Right? You don't have access to that unless you are willing to go spend hours in a courtroom
Right.
finding records. And, well, if I take my house, if I build a house, I'm a home builder, right? And I make every deed an NFT. in that transaction.
But see,
But wait, let me finish.
all right, all right.
So I'm going to take this deed and I'm going to say, Cody, this is your house, right? And you buy this house, and you finance it, do it however you want to do the transaction, the financial transaction. This house is yours, and here's the deed, right? And every time you say, I'm going to sell you this house, it appraises at $500,000. I'm going to sell you this house for $400,000. And I'm going to make 5% off every transaction after that on this house. Or 1%, whatever the percentage, 0.5%. So every time you sell it, or every time that house gets sold, every time that deed gets transferred, I get a percentage off that.
Okay, but I'm getting it for $100,000 less than the market value. Okay.
So if you never sell it,
Even if I do sell it,
you don't care,
I'm still in the green by a lot. Okay.
Yeah.
Follow you so far.
right? So that on that end, it makes a home builder potentially make more money, create more wealth.
Over a very long
Not
time.
necessarily. Well, in homes, yes. Not in cars,
Yeah, of course, different. Right.
right? Not in a piece of art, right? Not in it's never going to be everyday uses things,
Right.
right? But one more further is that deed now, everybody else that's taken out of that picture, that NFT is now between me and you, and then you and the next person, and you and the next person, and with that blockchain that's been created, right? Using blockchain technology, that ledger has now been created. You take the court systems out, you take recording files out, you take title companies out.
See-
that is tens of thousands of dollars per transaction that the consumer pays every time this happens.
This is this is my I guess my concern with that. And I
Oh, there's plenty of concerns that go across the board with all of these things.
like I guess first and foremost, what happens if that file gets corrupted or that file disappear, whatever, the NFT company gets hacked, whatever.
So there's no NFT company. That's the thing.
Or-
Once you create
or-
this blockchain, it's a ledger. There's nothing to hack, right? It's the same. Like you've never, like, Bitcoin's never been hacked. Like, there's the Bitcoin ledger system is it's not. I don't want to say it's not hackable. I mean, because I don't know the depths of that.
I just like if I own something, I want
You want
physical,
the
tangible. Like this is signed by a judge,
Yeah.
legal.
Get it? That's going
This
to be
is-
the biggest.
This is my house. Like I got the title right here.
Use the debit card.
Right. Now, I get that.
So think of that utility, right? 20 years ago, people said, I'm not using debit cards because I want to hand somebody that $20 and get my change and have my. It's perception and mindset.
I
Right?
guess.
Once
That'd be a rough
it
one for me,
changes,
especially on something
well,
like
it's
my house.
a rough one for your grandfather to actually get a debit card, have to swipe a card every time, and how that money? That money's like physical, digital moving of money.
I mean, I get that, and I know personally for me, if you come to me and like, hey, I got this, like that sounds like a scam to me.
I get it,
I'm
and
not-
that's why it's still a lot. I'm like, again, I am not the biggest believer in cryptocurrency, but I am a huge believer in blockchain technology.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know
And
what.
there's a difference. Like there's a huge difference. They took currency and put it on a blockchain and created cryptocurrency. Blockchain technology in itself will, I'm gonna say, change the world, but it will definitely streamline.
It's just a more secure way
utilities.
of transferring data, right? Is that
Correct.
Is that what
Well,
basically what
it's 100% transparent and accessible
But like, so how though? Like,
through digital wallet.
okay, so all, when dealing with currency,
It's going to be through all blockchain technologies are going to have to be done at some point through some kind of
So
digital wallet.
how do I view that ledger?
So it'll be
Like if you were trying to sell me a title of this
so title ABCD 1 2 3 4.
yeah.
Okay, that's going to happen, right? So I buy that, it goes in my wallet.
So the whole blockchain goes in your wallet.
That file,
Okay.
right? Which is
So what
gonna
happens if you throw that
create-
file in the garbage?
I mean, there's no. What do you mean?
Like, so let's say I sold you a house 10 years ago, and I'm doing this whole NFT thing, and you have the file with the deed for your home, okay, you die, and your kids know nothing about this NFT, whatever, they throw your freaking computer in the garbage, right? And they're trying to sell, your house.
It's going to be a little. That's not going to be the case. It's the same thing whenever you have a title to a car or the actual deed to the property, right? And you keep that in your safe in your house, and you don't throw away the safe.
Right. Okay.
So it's going to be the same. People are going to have to.
But what is it backed up on?
People are going to have. It's in the blockchain, like, so it'll always be available. Like, that's how they know there's no names attached to it. It's just file.
Let's have a problem with that too.
If you pay attention to like crypto markets, it's like, oh, this whale account owns X amount of Bitcoin, X amount of this, X amount of that. This whale account just sold.
If my name's not on this blockchain, how do I prove that it's mine?
Because you're the only one that has access to it. Because in your wallet, you have it. People can view it, but it's yours. Because the ledger says it's yours. Because your wallet has its own social security number.
Okay.
Right? So, file ABCD1234 was purchased by K Block 1234.
So
K Block sold to this one.
So what happens if your personal computer is hacked?
So it's not just on a computer, right? Like it's in a wallet, and there are physical things that you can put your wallet into, like whether it be a drive or whether it be, and you have access to it, like anywhere. So you can pull this up anywheres. It's a lot. And look, I don't know everything, when you go about this, but like so the guy that created Ethereum, right? So when Doge came, like, he had a public wallet. So you can have a hot wallet or a cold wallet. Right? Hot wallets are active, hot wallets are viewable, cold wallets aren't. Right? He had both. In his hot wallet, it's public. So when the creators of Doge created Doge, they gave him like $1 billion Doge.
Right, I remember I was talking about that.
And he donated.
Right.
Like, he burned half of them, and he donated the other half. It was tens of millions of dollars.
Right. Well, then.
But then it was nothing. Like, it was still, it was
right.
less than what it is now. It was
It's like 7 cents right now or something.
Yeah,
like that,
it was
right?
way less. It was 6 zeros.
Right, right.
And so he was doing some kind of, he tells a story in an interview. He was doing some transactions. He was overseas. So to have access to his cold wallet, where a lot of his Ethereum sat, you have like a 16-word password.
That's nuts.
Right? Well, he had 8 of the words, and he had the other 8 words at his apartment in Canada. Right? So no matter if somebody said, look, I need all, I can't, physically can't. I don't have the other 8 words. Right? And so, but he needed something because there was some transaction he needed. So he had to call, he tells us, he had to call a relative and tell them, hey, look, go in my apartment, get this other one, get these codes, and do this so I can unlock this cold wallet. And again, I don't remember the exact purpose, but just that gives you an example of it's pretty damn secure. No, you can set the security on how,
But again,
it's no different than your bank account.
See, but you'd have to have something in your will or something with all 16 of those words on it.
Correct.
So, like, if you died, your kids aren't left with, well, I got this cool.
No, there's going to be, if it ever gets to that point, again, it's going to be, imagine the world and substitute that wallet for a bank account.
Right, so just like we have title owners or holders, or not holders, but writers now, you damn near need that same market to manage all this damn NFT wallet stuff. Like, I'm telling you, for people like me, they're gonna have to have somebody be like, "Look, we're gonna set all this up for you."
No different than your bank account.
You say that.
There's gonna be companies created to do it.
That's
absolutely,
what I'm saying.
But not to the level that it is now.
Maybe not, but it's still gonna have to have somebody to help you navigate that stuff.
Yeah, for sure. And there's gonna be laws, and there's gonna be crypto or blockchain attorneys that come into play.
Right.
There's no doubt it's gonna be a new industry.
That's nuts. You had a question, Brendan, or a comment you were saying?
Yeah, every time I go over, I see him. He's like, just this, like,
It's taking it down, man.
yeah.
It's a very basic question. It's why would I want to buy an NFT?
So I'll again, it's devil's that. Why would you not want to? Right. So it depends on. So currently, right now, you have no reason to buy an NFT unless you're number one or in the digital art world, and that's what you want to do. If you are a gamer, there's a ton of gamers that have these things. So let's do this. We all movie people, right?
Yep.
Okay. So favorite actor, favorite movie, favorite whatever. Give me.
Chris Pratt.
Chris Pratt. So Chris Pratt is Galaxy of the Guardians 19 is coming out.
Okay.
Every Galaxy of the Guardian ticket is an NFT. Okay?
Okay.
So Chris Pratt is going to do an annual Chris Pratt convention. The only way to come to that convention is to have that NFT, is to have that ticket.
So I've seen the movie.
Right?
Or at least purchased
Now you purchased the ticket. I can purchase it from you.
Okay.
Right? Chris Pratt's going to do this movie for free. Just, but he's going to make 10% or $100 every time that ticket's sold. So you go see the movie. Okay? And you're like, I can now go to the Chris Pratt convention next year and meet Chris Pratt and have breakfast with Chris Pratt. And you can even sell the tickets at different levels. Meet and greets, just come to the convention, whatever.
Right, okay.
Right? So you buy the ticket at AMC for $15 a ticket. Right? And then you're 6 months away from the convention and you're like, I'm not going to this convention. Chris Pratt is a tree hugger now. Chris Pratt is, running for Democratic presidential candidate.
All right.
And you're like, F Chris Pratt, I'm not going.
Okay.
Tickets are going for $600 a ticket.
Okay.
You sell the ticket.
Yeah, absolutely.
You make the money, right?
Yeah, and then he
Difference?
gets like a percentage.
He still gets a
of
percentage of the ticket,
Okay.
right? So that's another, realistic thing of where things like that will go, right? Is that actors and actresses, artists, I'm not worried about just what the ticket price is going to be. Like, the movie's got to do great. No, it doesn't. Because I can make money off of this movie ticket in perpetuity without having all the Hollywood elites be involved.
Now this,
Right?
I would assume that this ticket, because the ticket you get from the thing is tangible,
It's a physical ticket.
but the NFT is
Won't
not.
be.
So there would have to be something, I guess, like a login to claim my
Digital
NFT or
QF code
whatever.
that comes into
Right.
where you sign and have a passcode to yes. Whatever. I mean that's that
But see that, do I pay extra to have that ticket, or do I get like a discount if I just wanted to buy a $6 ticket just to see the movie?
No. So that's what I'm getting at. So you still, I say $15 because I don't know what the price of a movie ticket is now.
Yeah,
It's
I'm just
But
even.
no. Initially, you just pay the standard price for the movie, right?
So
Standard price for the ticket.
So it doesn't drive the ticket prices up. It just
Nope. It
helps the
allows
actor
more
make
access.
a little.
Not necessarily, because you might not make any more money. Right? Because nobody
People might not want to go to this convention.
they might not want to go see the movie.
True.
Right? Like, he's gonna bank on. It's kind of like
But he could still sell NFTs to his meet and greet, not attached to the movie.
Yeah, but how else would I want to make sure that to get things in perpetuity?
I mean, but like, there's nothing to stop. I don't know, whoever. We'll just use Chris Pratt as we talk. There's nothing to stop him from going online right now and be like, "Hey, I'm having a convention. NFTs for sale, $2 a ticket."
Doesn't. You can do that now.
That's what I'm saying. So that there's not.
But you already selling movie tickets.
Yeah, no, I get the convenience of it. I get the ease
not just
of
convenience,
marketing. The
yes.
whole, yeah, I get all that.
Yeah. Because now he has to do it completely, and he's got to do convention tickets, and he's got.
Right, and look,
this is not just
Blizzard. And look, they got some problems with that company. So I'm just
know
using
what
them
it
as it's a game making
Oh,
company.
yeah.
So Blizzard has a Blizzard convention every year, where it's like they call it BlizzCon, and it's a big thing because they make like World of Warcraft, they make Diablo, they make freaking StarCraft, they're a really big game producing company, and they have BlizzCon every year, and people come from all over the world to go there to hang out with their World of Warcraft buddies, or do whatever, meet the game developers and get news about games and that kind of stuff. But with those tickets to BlizzCon, whether you buy a digital ticket to watch it online at home or you buy a physical ticket to go, there's always a little something extra, like in-game things you get, like a piece of clothing to wear, or a little pet that follows you around, or whatever. You get some cosmetic things along with that. So I can see the value in it to that aspect, especially if you buy this NFT and it's good for the next 10 conventions or whatever.
That's exactly what it's going to
Right.
be. So I'm going to do a convention that only allows 100,000 people, right? And so the first 100,000 people that buy a ticket to go see the movie are in. And then it goes up from there. You know what I'm saying? And then, like, okay, next movie, I'm gonna do another 50,000, first 50,000.
Right.
It's added value to the consumer, and added money to the producer long term.
Right.
And in the art world, could you imagine? You said, Sam Walton would be the wealthiest person in the world if he still was alive.
Mm-hmm.
Could you imagine if Van Gogh was still alive?
Right, I get that.
Like,
if he was still alive, his art wouldn't probably be as worth much.
Well, could be a point. But what I'm saying is that if every time a Van Gogh was bought and sold, if he received something in that in perpetuity,
No, I get that. Yeah, and I can see where the benefit to those things, like if I'm a musician and I sell my guitar, right, and
your music,
or my music, perfect
you
example.
make no money long term on that.
Right, but every time Apple gets a new download of my music, I get
$1.
I get $1 from it, and then whatever. Like
Every time Apple sells you music, they get $1, and you get 3 cents or
Right.
whatever, right? And so it's like,
And I know the resale value ain't there for that kind of thing.
Correct.
But
it's still that person's, trademark. It's still that person's property.
Right.
That they created. And look, NFTs are going to be majority for creators.
So I guess it's basically the new age version of, every time somebody used to say, let's get ready to rumble, they had to pay royalty rights to.
Correct.
So I guess that's just the new age royalty rights kind of thing, or?
It's an add-on to that, I guess. Because it's the same thing with, once a show goes in syndication, like Swamp People. Once you hit 1,000 episodes, I don't know who writes these policies, this law or this bylaw, whatever. But once you become syndicated, I think it's either 100 episodes or 1,000 episodes, then other networks can buy those shows, those episodes, and start airing them on their network. Right? Okay. That's why now Swamp People is now on multiple networks. It's not just on whatever.
A&E or whatever makes them up.
So now everybody in those episodes get paid syndication money. Right? So it's like, would you listen to a radio show? Are you famous you listen to?
Walton and Johnson.
Walton Johnson. Right. So Walton and Johnson is in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Right? But they're syndicated in 80 different other markets.
Right.
So they get a portion of that advertising money that's on their shows in all those markets.
Okay.
Because they're syndicated now. Because they're not just in their market. Right? So if we do a podcast, or if this was just a radio show on, 100.9,
right,
then we're only making money on the show, on the advertisements that play on 100.9.
But if we were
when we get syndicated into other markets, they sell advertising because we're so popular. People want to advertise on our show, but it's in their market.
Oh, okay.
Right? So now they start getting money on that advertising dollar on all those.
And we would get a percentage of it because it's...
Correct, because it's on our show.
Right, okay.
Once it becomes syndicated.
So I guess that's how... you can watch a national show on a network, but you have local advertising, local commercials. Okay. I get that.
Yep.
I still don't want it for my house.
So I can give you a Super Bowl. That's a good one. I can call, and advertise with the Super Bowl. Like if you are Budweiser, they are a Super Bowl advertiser,
Right.
and they're going to pay $5 million for $20 million for a 30-second spot.
Right.
But if I'm a local company, I'm going to pay $5,000 to be on the commercial in Houma, Louisiana.
Right.
Just be in our market. You know, I don't want the syndicated.
Yeah, I don't want to be all over the.
I don't want
yeah.
some. Yeah.
I'm not selling my products in freaking,
Correct. So
Maine. Right.
there's so many national spots, so many local spots.
That makes
you
sense.
know? And it's.
I still don't want that for my house deed. I need some.
Well, what if you lose your deed?
I mean, there's still copies like at the.
Where?
Like my title loan holder people and all that. I don't know.
It's not. That's the thing. You lose the title to your car. You know what you got to do?
I never lost title of my car, so I don't know. No idea.
You got to call the state of Louisiana and reissue your title.
Okay, so what if I lose
You
title
gotta
of my
prove-
house? I'm
you
sure
gotta
I got to do
prove-
the same thing.
Yeah, they just have to reissue a whole new title.
Right.
That could take months. Right, because you're leaving it in the hands
But-
of the authority.
but-
right,
but
you got to
that-
think this is an anti-establishment
No,
movement.
I know, but
you
listen to me. That authority has documents that prove that house is mine.
No,
Right?
you're hoping they do.
They do.
Not always.
If this NFT is completely, like, there's no backup to it. There's no.
Oh, there is.
Then how in the hell?
Your questions, I don't know for certain. Right, but I do know that you have extremely wealthy people that are putting
Yeah, and they can risk a lot of stuff too.
No,
man.
what I'm saying is that they're putting all their eggs in the blockchain function.
I'll never put
Right.
all my eggs in no basket.
I agree with you, but I mean, you look at somebody like Mark Cuban. You know, he is a huge he's doing a thing with NFTs with the Mav tickets, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like every ticket has additional functions and additional this, additional
Right.
that.
I
You
get that.
You know, and so
No, I mean people have been doing that before NFTs. Like if you buy it. If you buy a Mavs ticket, you can go down to your local whatever store
it's
and
not
pick
that.
up a
But
T-shirt.
no, this is not that's not the added value I'm talking about. I'm talking about long-term added value, right? So imagine a Woodstock ticket,
Okay. From like the original Woodstock.
original Woodstock.
Right. I have an NFT original Woodstock ticket.
Yeah.
Okay.
How much is that ticket? You go to Amazon. How much is that ticket worth?
I don't know.
It's a lot.
Yeah, but that's because
Right.
of the whole sentimental,
That's my
nostalgia.
point. People still want that nostalgia. People still
Right, but I
still
get that now without an
still
NFT.
buy that. If that was an NFT, that original ticket owner, right, that original wallet holder, still gets transactions
Every
on
time
that.
it's sold. But if it's never
Can.
sold, I ain't getting nothing.
Can like again, that's the thing with NFT. You can write the contract on that ledger however you want. You can attach it to nothing, right? Or you can attach it to a 10-year thing. You can attach it to an annual lunch with me. You can attach it to, and I'm just trying to be as practical as possible.
Right.
But you can literally write it however you want to write it.
Now what stops a person from saying screw the NFT holder? I'm not. Is it the contract? Is it sue
It's
them?
non-negotiable. When that thing gets happened, everything happens
So
on it.
automatically,
It's an automatic transaction.
unless I sell it cash.
You can't, again, there's
If it's
nothing
on a
to sell
if it's
cash.
on a freaking jump drive, I can sell that.
So what? It's not going to be on a jump drive. It's got to go wallet to wallet.
Oh, okay.
It's the same thing with crypto now. If you buy something with cryptocurrency, it has to go wallet to wallet.
Okay.
It has to stay in the blockchain,
Gotcha.
right? Like I can't.
So you couldn't sell me your wallet and just
I
change
can't.
the
I can't
password.
sell you Ethereum for cash, and you just hand me over.
I mean, you could give me your password and username to your doggone wallet. There's no way to prove that it was yours to begin with.
Correct. You can.
And I just bought it cash, and now
Correct.
it's my wallet.
You can.
So there are ways to do that. So I mean, what's the say I can't do that with the NFT?
I guess you could.
Like I don't look here, cash. This is the username password for my NFT wallet. This is what's in it. You see it? Yep. Boom. There we go.
Could,
Sold.
but you're not going to want to do that
Why?
unless you're a one and done kind of person. Like when it comes to because that wallet is going to have all of your.
I'm just saying. So if I create another wallet and I just transfer it over to my second wallet, I can sell that second wallet
You could
and just create a third wallet. You know,
probably send it in a bank account.
stop. Especially if there's
But
no way to
if you
track
create
that it's
another
mine.
wallet,
Oh, they got 1% because The transfer wallet
Correct.
to wallet. Okay, I get that.
Yep. To transfer that.
So I
comes
guess
with
I would have to create a
all of
wallet
the-
first and just have separate wallets for each NFT if I wanted to sell them under the table like that. Because there's no way, if there's no way to track that that wallet belongs to Jared,
Correct.
then he can sell it to Cody.
Yep.
And as long as I got the username and password, it's my wallet and nobody's the wiser.
Correct.
So if you were in the process of buying and selling NFTs for the maximum amount of profit, to cut out the backside sell it so you don't lose that 1%.
You're not losing
can-
it. It's an addition to.
Whatever the end price is, there's still a 1%.
On the purchaser.
Right.
It's the same thing.
But okay, hear me out.
I understand.
If you were selling me your NFT Woodstock ticket, okay, for $100, or it's worth, let's say it's worth $100, and I'm the
But you're
buyer.
getting really
I'm not.
deep now,
I'm not
right?
selling
Because-
100. I'm
no,
not
wait,
selling.
let me. So every.
What I'm saying is there's ways to cut out the person at the end user of it, the one that's supposed to be getting there's royalties behind it.
But not every NFT has a royalty behind it. I'm just using it as an example.
Well,
from
but
like
there was no
artist or-
reason for me as a seller or something to not have that royalty on. Otherwise, there's no reason even.
Depends what you're doing with it, right? Like, 'cause if it's just it's a house, for example, like we said, I'm using it as an example,
Right.
as an additional marketing ability for a home builder, right? But if a home builder just wants to make money, I'm going to sell it to you for appraised value, and it's your house, and you're done with it, right? And I have nothing attached to that. It's just it's a convenience,
Just
and ease
it just makes it a digital title.
to have it correct as a
Right.
digital title that's on the blockchain.
But if you were a forward thinking contractor, you could put a clause on there that, look, I'll sell you this for $50,000 at a market value.
Yeah, for
But-
1% of every time this house
Right.
gets sold in perpetuity,
Right. I get that.
right? Because it doesn't cost you anything.
Right.
Right.
Which again, I don't think would be a big thing on homes because
Well, that's the thing. Like when
people
it comes,
keep homes for 20, 30, 40, 50 years, you know. So
I want to say the average is like 11.
even then,
Yeah.
still, obviously the percentages would have to be different,
Yeah.
but you'd have to be really long term because even in 11
If you're talking
years,
about, you want to talk about a 401k though. Imagine when you're 60 and 190 of your houses resell,
well, I get that.
paid. You know what I'm saying? Like
Taxes.
That's no. How? I don't know about it. That's the whole thing with the decentralized blockchain.
Dude, if
Right.
Uncle Sam ain't getting his cut, bro, that should never be.
But there's the thing: if it all stays in the blockchain, right? If I go out and get, I keep using Ethereum because Ethereum at this point,
But you gonna want to spend that money somewhere. Uncle Sam's getting his cut somehow.
not necessarily. So let me explain. And this is the thing that it's goddamn. This is going to go a whole goddamn crypto episode. And I'm not a crypto expert and don't know a whole lot.
Well, you
about
know more than we do, obviously. So
So if I buy Ethereum,
okay,
right, and I have Ethereum in my wallet, and you have a wallet,
right, and I want to sell you my car for one Ethereum.
correct? So we make
Do I
that
change?
purchase.
Here's the keys to.
Boop, boop, boop. It's
yeah.
all on the blockchain.
Okay.
Nobody knows that transaction happened besides me and you.
I tell you to go buy milk at the store.
Same thing. Walk up to Walmart, check out, hit my wallet, boom, done. Right? You can like the Mavericks take Doge as payment,
Okay.
like on almost anything.
Somebody's got to be making some money somewhere to have some value to this.
What do you mean?
Like, so unless I'm going to a Mavericks game or I'm cashing out and getting cash, that Doge is basically worthless. Same thing like
Not really.
like diamonds or
Cash is worthless if you
like
just keep it
diamonds
in
and
the bank.
gold or well, I can't say gold because you can use that in some kind of manufacturing stuff, but like diamonds and rubies and that kind of, you know what I mean? Like those things that are just valuable because they're rare and because people say they're valuable. But tomorrow people can be like, diamonds are shit. I don't want them
No
anymore.
different than cash. In crypto people's eyes.
But it is different because cash is the like U.S. currency has value,
To Americans.
right? Well, I mean,
To Americans.
right now to the world, but you know that's slowly slipping.
Not to the world.
But U.S.
They're-
the U.S. dollar is the
it's still
is the
strong. I'm
standard.
not saying
It's the
but
standard.
It's definitely not the standard
It's the
in
standard.
a lot of places.
It's the worldwide. It's the Google it. It's
How do you
the
say?
worldwide
What do you mean it's the
standard.
standard?
Everything's the U.S. dollar is the worldwide standard. It is.
In what? Explain where you're going with that.
Like that. That's where the rest of the currency is measured against right now. Is the U.S. dollar. That's what it's measured against.
Because
So
of
it's
our
the standard.
GDP.
Right, but it's the measuring stick. Is the U.S. dollar. So yes.
Because of the strength of our country.
Right.
Yes.
And that's why I said
not
it's
the-
slipping.
But when you say
we
the
are
U.S.
still-
standard,
we are
because
still
there's
the
plenty of
standard.
countries that do not take a U.S. dollar. So
I
that's
get
what,
that.
that's what I'm saying. It's not before, like, and 20 years ago, at any country you went to,
Not necessarily.
they were taking.
but-
They wanted American dollars.
right, because we are the standard.
They don't.
Currency.
That's not the case anymore.
I just said
That's
that.
all I was saying.
Right.
But in crypto, if everything stays in a blockchain and it just stays between user and user, right? There, I can transfer you. I mean, literally any amount of money, any amount of Bitcoin, any amount of Ethereum through our wallets, and nobody is the wiser,
I get that.
right?
But additionally, I'm going to have
You-
to buy some commodities with
Then you buy it with Ethereum. You buy it with
if
that
those stores
currency.
take it.
Correct. That's what I'm getting at. Until and there are places that take Ethereum. There are places that
there's no way that like the U.S. government is going to allow all that trading to go on. Like let's say tomorrow Amazon
disagree with you.
that Amazon says we taking Ethereum as payment for all of our stuff, and that becomes the standard that they're trading on. There's no way billions of dollars a day are going to get transferred, and Uncle Sam's going to just be like, "Man, that's you got us, you Ethereum guys, boy, and y'all got us."
Don't disagree with you, but there is literally at this point the only way that they could do that is by outlawing cryptocurrency, because there is no way.
I think they would outlaw cryptocurrency
I agree.
before they allowed that much
I
money
agree.
to go traded
That
without,
at this
without
point,
Uncle Sam getting his
you
cut.
cannot. It is decentralized. There's no way of tracking who
Right.
owns what wallet.
And the
who
only way to
purchases
get
what.
to this sunshine, lollipop, and rainbow land that all these cryptocurrencies want to be into, it can't stay because the governments are going to get their freaking cuts out of it, man. Like it's a pipe dream to think that won't happen. Like especially in places like China and where it's communist, freaking good luck. You know,
I mean, I don't even. I mean, I don't disagree with
those
you.
countries own the internet. Like
You
they're
know?
not, in their countries, they're not.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you. I think there's.
So I think as a
That's why I'm telling you, the blockchain technology is here forever.
I get that, and
That's
I
not
can
going
I can
nowhere.
see some value in that.
It is a valuable ledger system,
Right.
right?
Yeah, I get that, but not
To
not
tie
a spending
cryptocurrency
system.
on it. No, it's definitely
Right.
not.
But I understand why the crypto market is on that blockchain.
Yeah, I mean, it makes
Right,
sense.
I-
It
yeah,
makes
I-
sense
I
to try to
completely get that.
decentralize. You know, and again, when you got to think about, and that's why when it first started, everybody was like, "Oh my god!" Like you know, Bitcoin was like it was black market shit.
Right.
You know, like truly, you know, scammers were Bitcoin. Like pay me in Bitcoin. Drug dealers pay me in Bitcoin. Prostitutes pay me in Bitcoin. Like it was 100% black market under the table because it was completely undetectable.
Right.
You know, so and it worked for a lot of the black market folks. And then things kind of got no. Then they started, you know, some of these platforms when they got big enough and they started making trillions of dollars in transactions, governments were like, no, you need to report that.
Right.
We don't know who's doing it. We still want to know what's going on.
Right. Like we need because
know?
Uncle Sam's gonna get his cut.
It's the same thing with the marijuana thing right now. Like, because again, it's still federally illegal.
Oh yeah.
So there's banks
Yes,
that won't take the money that these cannabis companies are producing. They have nowhere to put this money.
But the smart ones are have back taxes that they take out every single year if it ever gets federally. You know, it's gonna cost them millions,
thing
but
is,
they have
it's-
that money
well,
set
they're paying
aside
it.
for it.
Because they're still paying, like, they're still reporting their taxes as all this money. And they're still paying income tax
Right.
on their profits. They just can't put it in the bank.
That's crazy. It's crazy. Now you can go like I don't know about the rest, but like you can go pay your like your drug tax stamp. But there's you can go down.
Still go to the post office
Yeah.
and buy a drug tax stamp.
Right, and that is proof that you pay taxes on your illegal narcotic
Right.
transactions. Right, but it protects you from Uncle Sam taking your assets. Is what it does.
I wonder if it like does that trigger anything? You ever get the call from the post office going, "Hey, somebody just bought a drug stamp"?
No, what's hilarious though is because I've had, I spent years of my career working narcotics.
Yeah.
When you would do busting, be like, got them a drug tax stamp. Yeah, crack cocaine's still illegal. Right, but they thought because they paid their drug tax stamp that they were good to go. So yeah, we have had that, but
That's fucking nuts.
yeah, like no, all that means is you paid your taxes on your illegal narcotic transactions, but
I don't know how that
still
works.
illegal.
Like
Yeah.
I wonder if it's
I don't know. I've never sold drugs, so I don't know.
well, no, but I mean, I just figured that you being like into narcotics is that even something? So is that something y'all look for when you do a drug bust?
There's a law. It's fair to pay your drug tax stamp.
Well, I know that. Yeah.
Right. So, yeah, they have a certain when they hit a certain, and I don't remember what it is. Been some long side
Threshold.
But there's a certain threshold you hit that if you're not in possession of your drug tax stamp, then
That's an additional charge.
it's an additional charge, and Uncle Sam's coming after you.
Federally.
I don't.
property.
It's been so long.
But I mean, that's the point
But-
of it, right?
Right.
Like it's
right.
that's a federal.
Well, there's a difference in that type of assets forfeiture and like we're taking your car because
there's drugs in it. Where's the on the rest?
right like and we're seizing your property because it was derived from narcotic transactions like that. There's a difference in all that, but yeah. So I don't know if that's the like if they made marijuana legal in Louisiana tomorrow and you and I invested in a smoke shop and we decided to go in business for that, if that drug tax stamp would be something that we would have to be going down to the post office to try to get to cover our federal taxes on something that is still federally illegal. I don't know if that's the way to go about it. I don't know. But
Have y'all had any? That's maybe not a question you can answer, but just with it being medically legal in Louisiana now, like people are like, yeah, here's my prescription.
I don't deal with that. So I don't. That would be a question for our narcotic guys. I'm sure they probably have, but I mean, it's here. It's just a finable offense, which
Depending on amount, though, right?
right. But it's like it's not arrestable anymore. It's like a ticket you got to go pay your fine for. So basically, just charging people to be able to possess marijuana.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, because if you ain't going to jail for it, then
What's the point?
right, money.
Yeah, it's out. Yeah,
So I mean, at that point, I just would tax people. Then,
that's what it should have been.
I mean, if that's how we're going to go about it, then just tax it like you do alcohol, and let's take that money and invest it in law enforcement, and mental health.
How does that work though? When it, I mean, I know like in Colorado, because we just been there and talked with people about it. Like when they legalized it, it was like 40% of jail population decreased because they had to release all the people that were there on because you're not in jail typically for just a marijuana charge. It's the 10-time offender and and they had to go through and they were like it was a
Yeah, so I don't
judicial
think
nightmare to go through and rehear all these cases. And
I don't think we would have that problem here because there's and I can only speak on Louisiana law, but some of the laws and the way we have it written is because of federal guidelines, and there's things that are like called fruit of the poisonous tree, for instance. So if I illegally search your vehicle, right, anything I find in that vehicle would be labeled in the law terms as fruit of the poisonous tree, which none of it's admissible in court, right? But if at the time something was illegal, like marijuana, and like let's say a police dog indicated on their car, and that led to us finding your illegal firearms or your crack cocaine that was in the vehicle, or the dead body in the trunk, whatever, that's not fruit of the poisonous tree because that stuff was illegal at that time. So it doesn't change those additional charges. But yes, if you were in jail strictly for just marijuana and that kind of stuff, yeah, you would.
Well,
Right. Same thing when they ended prohibition.
Yep.
Everybody that was in there for
alcohol
running
charges.
alcohol,
Free.
just enjoy your distilleries.
Yeah.
So it's. But I mean, There's not. I don't know because I'm not in corrections, but you could probably count on one hand the amount of people that are in jail right now for just marijuana.
Yeah.
You know, so I don't think it would be as big of a deal here, especially because it's just not as it's just a finable offense and those kind of things.
And it's been that way for some
Right,
time.
right. So it's different if they'd have done that 15 years ago and just out the blue said, "Hey, marijuana's legal." Surprise, you know, like how it kind of happened in Colorado. So I can see where they would have had a bigger court problem than I think we would have now with that. Absolutely.
Interesting. All right, fellas, we 2 hours in this thing.
Right.
It's been drugs, crypto, and Biden's oil prices. Well, this is
Right.
It's going to be 3 episodes.
Right. Yeah. Well, I mean, but you know, it all tied together. You know,
Everything we do ties together at some point. I mean, there's always, the 7 ways to Kevin Bacon.
but I just, it's. I'm sure it's not interesting to a lot of people, but it's interesting. That's why I like picking your brain sometimes about that stuff. The whole NFT crypto thing, and I'm sure that's probably foreign to a lot of people.
There's a guy. He's from home, and I've talked to him before, and I want to get him on the podcast. His name on social media is Blockchain Wayne.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And he's full time. That's what he does full time.
Oh, that's awesome.
He does
I'd love to pick a
crypto NFTs, a whole bunch of shit, and he does online. Like he'll do talk like kind of live and just go live and talk for 2 hours and people to ask him questions. And
that's cool. But like even with the whole oil thing, not understanding the liquidity aspects of it, not understanding the ups and downs of the stock market, and just look at it at its face value, it's confusing. That's why I think it's good to talk about those things and get them out there and hopefully answer some of those questions. And a lot of times that just leads to more freaking questions. But I think it's like, for me, I like to talk about that stuff, especially with people who are more in the oil field, to see it firsthand, and people who are on the other side of it with the financial part of it, because again, it there's so much, and I guess I kind of to bring it back around to your first comment, there's so much information out there. If you don't ask those questions and you don't go down those holes and you don't prepare yourself to be educated and I guess proven wrong to a certain extent on how you thought things were beforehand. A lot of people don't want to go down that. They don't want to read something and go, you know what, I was wrong about this, or I was misinformed about this, or I just wasn't educated as much as I thought I was. But you have to go down those holes and to become truly educated on something. You have to be able to open yourself up to those things. You do.
And you have to go one step further in everything, right? Like even when you say going down a rabbit hole, you can easily go down rabbit holes of misinformation.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
And that's the thing. Is
we can go down to Moonland and
somehow it always gets brought up.
But the shoes, man, look at the bottom of the shoes. And it's like realize where the sources are. Try to find out how credible they are.
Yes.
Because, man, like, I couldn't tell you how many times, like you said, I've gotten in articles, I'm like, there's no way. And then went back, and it's a whole satire article. But it's written. Like, it's so true.
Right.
But the whole point of it, like, when you look at the writer and you go back to the, like, it's satire.
I kind of refer to those things as, like, the whole Da Vinci Code.
Yes.
So when you have something that's very well written, and then you throw some factual history in it, and you had, those things become
Frickin' Transformers.
Right. Like, so it becomes a whole lot more believable and a whole lot more.
Is the Hoover Dam really there? Just hydroelectric plant,
right. Yeah. So when you do those kind of things, it's just a kudos to the author for writing that. But yeah, I agree. You have to look at both sides, and I've been saying this for years. There's normally 3 sides to every story. There's one person's side, the other person's side, and then what really happened.
Right in the middle.
But but it's like that with most things. So it takes some effort. It's not easy, and sometimes you got to ask some questions and get some answers that you don't want, or that may go against what you originally wanted. But if at the end of it you come out, a little more educated on something, or you come out with a little more understanding, to me that's worth an hour or 2 hours, however long it takes to look
go
into
down that
those
rabbit
things.
hole.
Right.
And look, that's how I got kind of the little knowledge I have about NFTs and crypto, and it's just by doing that. Like, listen to people like that, then I got to find out if that's
Right.
And when it's 10 popular people's or 10 people in the knows, same baseline, like, okay, then that's I could count that as true.
Oh yeah, I can use the same
You know, and it's
mentality
like-
about Michael Jackson.
Oh man, damn.
One person might be looking for money, but 20, I should be in jail.
Kim, don't listen to this episode. Gotta separate the music from the man. But no, I mean I agree with you, 100%. But you're rapping, Brennan.
You rapping,
He was
bro?
quiet. He was quiet today.
No, I learned a lot about NFTs. A lot I didn't realize. I got a bunch of questions, but
Yeah.
I do have a much better understanding.
Yeah, NFTs. I mean, they're not. Crypto may go away, like as far as just long term. NFTs and blockchain are not. Like they are going to be ingrained in every business transaction. Even if banks adopt them,
Right. Yeah.
It's going to be very commonplace. I would say within the next 3 to 5 years, where everything is going to be
I'm
through
way
blockchain, some kind of NFT system. It's going
The
to
future, huh?
I'm way more open to NFTs and the whole blockchain technology, and not just investing, but I guess investing my trust into it. I think that I am with crypto. And look, like I said, I dabble. I won't spend anything
you
more than
don't use it.
no.
And that's the thing. To understand how these things work, everybody has this. It's a huge misconception that it's an investment. It's not. Like, to people in crypto, they want these things to have a utility behind them.
Oh yeah, it's the only way for
And they
the
do.
true legitimacy.
And they do
right?
have utilities behind them, but you got to really search for them.
Right, but again, that utility, and I don't want to circle.
Oh, it's less than 1% of
But-
people
but-
that actually can use them.
But my whole thing is, for the utility to happen that they're asking for, I really believe that comes with the things that they're trying to avoid.
Correct. Has to come
with
with
the government.
involvement.
Oh, yeah, right.
doubt.
So it's kind of that vicious,
No
vicious
doubt.
cycle. But look, I appreciate, because I probably asked some of these questions before. It's just been so long since we talked about crypto and that kind of stuff. But I appreciate the patience and taking the time
Oh, man,
to answer
look,
it.
like I said, man, I don't know. I
I'm
know
sure
very
some of my
little.
questions you're like, this freaking.
I know I'm a kindergarten level. Like,
Well,
it's,
then I'm
you
like
know,
a preschool. So I appreciate you bringing us up to pre-K level.
I'm just learning how to talk, apparently.
I'm just saying, like, look, there are people that can teach you a lot
Yeah.
about the function, about the utility, the utility behind it, about on plenty of different tokens and coins and how it all works. I have a very
Yeah, let's
limited
reach out to,
knowledge, blockchain
To
Wayne.
Blockchain Wayne, man. Let's see if he wants to come on here and answer some questions, even if it's 30 minutes, whatever. Just
And then he's like I said, he does it. He's like full time, like 100%. He goes. to
I'd
these
love to have him
conventions
on
and
here
get-
just to pick his brain a little bit,
Yeah.
and
I
might
was trying to get my insurance guy to come on here to start talking about all these insurance bullshit that's going on
yeah.
in
that's-
home, and that's and he's like, man, I'm just so swamped trying to get all these
I'm
policies.
sure
converted
everybody is,
and-
man. I'm trying to
I
get
know,
storm
man,
shutters
let
in
me
my
know.
house right now, and that's freaking months and months out before they even.
I mean, I know we're gonna go down that, but I'm literally about to buy a gutter company.
I could have used you. I just got gutters put up in my house, and,
I mean,
and the
it's-
company came from Shreveport.
Yeah, there's nobody around here doing it, and the people that they're still months behind on
Yeah.
everything. So it's
Yep.
like, damn, like.
And look, I'm not gonna point no fingers, but like the company that came out and did my gutters seemed to do a very, very good job. And some of the things they did versus how my gutters were previously, I'm more satisfied with my current gutters. Cosmetically, they both were good, but there's some functionality that I'm a whole lot more happy with this newer company than the previous installers of my gutters. So, yeah, and the previous one was a local company. So, I mean, you make a company and you do a good job, you'll be around longer than the whole influx of work.
Oh,
you
no,
know?
look. It's just at this point, it's just about having it done. You know, like, I mean, just in what we do people every day. Well, you know, what about gutters? I want to do gutters. You know, like
Pay enough money, me and Brendan will go work for you on the
because
weekend.
it's just well, I mean, it's and you've seen them. Like the guy was if it was at your house, like it's a process.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah, it took 'em all
especially if
day.
you're doing seamless. You know,
It took these two. It was two guys, and you know they showed up probably 8 a.m, and they were there, you know, well past when I got off of work. So you know it was an all day thing. You know, and I don't have a small house, but there's also not a whole bunch of little bends and turns either. Like
right. You just got a pretty much a I don't say basic house, but like you said, you're not running. You know,
there's not 37
bunch of,
different terms,
you know, no.
right? There's a few. You know,
front of your house is square.
no, it's like a H, but
Front of your house.
Mm-hmm. there's some long straight runs on my roof lines. You know, right. Versus
yeah, I mean,
some of these ones I've seen has got like a frickin' 90-degree turn every 2 feet.
Yep.
You know,
Yep. And then you got the bows around the window, and it goes right into your door, and then back out
Right,
around.
right.
You know, but yeah, and it's just like that. I mean, the machines to run seamless gutters, and the materials. That's another thing to find the materials. To it's another whole. But
Right.
anyway, but yeah.
yeah, we'll shut it down. That's a couple things we need to talk about, I guess, off air too. So,
All right, we're gonna wrap up.
yep.
Brandon, we'll start back with you.
I just want to thank everybody, as always, for listening and for telling your mama and them about us. Get the word out, man.
Please spread it.
Yeah, I'll end with, echoing a bit with Brennan. I appreciate our listeners and not just spreading the word, but if we're always looking for topics to talk on. So please, if you have anything you would like to hear us speak on or address, or even come on the podcast, whatever, reach out to us on social media. Jared can go over our different ways of contacting us, but we're always open to ideas, and we're always looking for topics to talk about. So if you have anything that you want to hear or anything like that, then please, by all means, reach out to us. And thank you. Love you guys. And that's it for me.
Yeah, I mean, I'll just kind of echo what Cody said. Emails, notsoidivide@gmail.com. You can email us anything, topics, concerns, questions. We're always there. Of course, Cody loves the comments, so please feel free.
I will talk to you in the comments for sure.
Comment. I know we every now and then we get some YouTube comments in. But yeah, so Facebook, YouTube, we're there. We're not on Instagram, or we are on Instagram, but we don't actively push Instagram just because it's just time. But I'm trying to do better at it, and
We're coming.
hopefully get Brennan some more involvement on all that fun stuff. And but yeah, man, look, we again appreciate you guys, appreciate everybody's listening, and hopefully spreading spreading the message and sharing our content. But again, appreciate it. And until next time, remember, the divide is not so wide.
Peace.